Hello, boys. Welcome to the Impossible Creatures Invitational Grand Finals. We got 4 great players, 3 of them here today, and we decided to ask them a couple questions. Starting off with, how are you feeling going into Grand Finals?
For the matches, I'm pretty excited. I expect it to be competitive matches, as were our pools matches versus Kiki's.
I'm hyped and pleasantly surprised to see I can still compete decently with the top players.
I'm feeling questionable going into these games.
Followed by, what's your strategy for these games?
I don't have any specific strategy yet. I have armies that I have, and I might pick them depending how the series is going.
I plan on playing it straight and sticking to the basics, but also to psych out Gray using army names to throw him off his counter-picking game.
I'm not gonna say.
Thirdly, what do you think of your opponent?
I expect Kiki was going to be the challenge. I think it's proven to be right. He's been considered the best for a long time. I expect him to bring a great fight.
Gray has come a long way and is one of the top players nowadays, so between that and him being more familiar with detail, I anticipate he'll have the slight edge, but I plan on giving him a close fight either way.
Logic is really good, and generally he beats me like in the past. So probably my toughest opponent in this bracket.
4. Any final words before the match?
I'm Gray, and I will be competing in the Impossible Creatures Invitational Upton Julius Finals. I'm not really sure what to expect from him, but I do expect to be tough. So hopefully we put on some good matches.
Hey, I'm Kiki, and I will be competing in the Impossible Creatures Invitational Upton Julius Finals. I hope you'll keep the folks watching the damn show.
I'm Sproob, and I'm competing in the Rex Chance Finals. No final words before the match.
Hello, testing 1 2 3. Hello, testing 1 2 3. Can you guys hear me okay? A little quiet, okay. Hello. How are we sounding now, everyone? Hello. It is I. Hello. How's this sounding? Is this okay? Alright, well, without further ado, let's hop right into it here. Hello everybody, and welcome to our first match of the night between our Rex Chance bracket finalists, Logic 12 and Sproob. Up in this top side here, we have kind of, as we saw there, Logic has beaten Sproob fairly consistently since they first started playing together, and we're going to see how this one plays between the two of them. They are both just doing kind of really standard stuff here, with them going all the way up to the kind of maxing out their henchmen up here on both sides. Always love to see that there. We got a fair amount of kind of good stuff going on. And yeah, I am personally thrilled to see how this one plays out, as we are now within completion. Oh, you guys can't see anything. Hello? There you go. All right. We have Logic 12 down here on the bottom left. We are our first match of a best of 5 series between Logic and Sproob. And we got Sproob over here doing his signature kind of trailing lightning rod positioning up there, where he's kind of moving it as he's getting closer to whatever he's going towards. And then we have the henchmen here doing their fair bit on Logic's side, fair bit of good use of his downtime there to avoid any kind of downtime on the lab. Meanwhile, Sproob here actually having a fair bit of downtime on the lab, holding off on that level 2 research just a little bit. It's probably in the middle of moving these guys down to this expo, able to take that early. And Meanwhile, Logic doing a very much more standard kind of start here, where he's primarily just handling his own in terms of playing defensive, making sure he's not taking any aggressive plays that he can't do. He is setting up a creature chamber up here on the left side, kind of demonstrating that he's trying to hold this flank a little bit more. He is going to move into that middle expo, which Sproob has not taken. Sproob has now, I don't believe he's taken this top left expo yet, but he is sending a henchman over to grab that geyser. Are seeing the first creatures coming out of Sproob here, and we are going to see Squimbus pulling up to the scene, and just going crazy with it. We got the leap attack horns going pretty hard into the beast from Logic, one of Logic's signature creatures here, a wolf mixed with, I believe, the tarantula. Decent amount of damage on here, but we are not getting the pack hunter buff on them, so Sproob's creatures managed to take out 3 of them and only lose 1, which is a good trade on his side. And Logic is setting up his creatures over on the side here. They're grouping up before moving in for the assault to get that pack hunter bonus we were just talking about, and you love to see this. It's decent play from both sides. Pulls off and pulls some creatures in to use the leap attack, manages to get a fair amount of damage down, and it seems to be just out damaging their creatures, but the numbers are coming now on the side of Logic, and he manages to hold that off fairly well. He's setting up a bramble fence on the downside here to kind of protect this expo, force Sproob into assaulting from this left side, where he is now fortifying his defense, which is a really good kind of long-term play from Logic here. Meanwhile, Sproob has been expanding to his side of the map just slightly here, getting a bit more going. Grabbing a gyrocopter early here, and the beast manages to take out that center gen, so that is going to be a bit of a bonus going towards the side of Logic, and Sproob getting hit around a little bit. Spots the bramble fence, tries to poke a hole through it, but gets assaulted while he starts attacking that, and loses 1 or 2 creatures there, which overall isn't too bad. Yeah, so those are the wolf mixed with the tarantula, giving it pack hunter, but we have a new creature here. We got Spray, a velvet worm, moving in here to try and slow down those faster units that you got here. And we got, what is this? We got a Tofu's Fist, a lion mixed with something. I can't exactly tell what that is, but we got henchman on full retreat on the side of Logic as he is being pushed back quite significantly. We are seeing Lumbo Bob pull up to the scene to fight them. He does have the E-burst, so we are going to see what that does. He is moving in here. There is a group of henchmen, so this could be a really solid E-burst. Bada bing, bada boom. We get a lot of damage off there. Actually did it basically nothing, but, you know, in theory we had a lot of damage. But we are going to see... Ooh, the self-art is actually doing more damage to his own henchman. A true damn short ape maneuver where your artillery backfires on you heavily. We have now seen another creature. Oh, the henchmen are now gathering up from Logic 12 to fight off the forces of Sproob that just have an outnumber. And now they're just doing ring around the rosy. They're running around the lab just in circles, just trying to figure out what to do. And now they're now grouping up to go fight. And now we got all of these guys going on. It's just an absolute massacre, but enough henchmen and enough hands. It seems the henchmen are coming out on top, but the lab is going to be blown nonetheless, and we are going to see Logic drop a game here. We are going to hop straight into game number 2 here, which we will be looking at Walheim 1v1. Another fun match here. One going to Sproob. We have Logic 12 in his red up at the top there, and then we have Sproob down here in his yellow. Fun fact about Walheim 1v1 and Walheim in general, it's actually made by the Upton bracket finalist, Gray. Just a random fun fact. But looks like Sproob is pretty good here. Pretty good start off.
And we are going to scroll over to the top side of the map here and take a look at what Logic is doing. He's doing the same thing, you know. Just spawning his henchmen in there, not doing anything too fancy. But I do gotta say, it is quite interesting to see how much the dominating fashion of which Sproob won that first game, because it didn't seem as close as we had assumed it would be. Coming in with this, we were assuming Logic would be the favorite because they had one match already. Yeah, that's what we're just talking about here, Seabass, is the actual... the result of that game one isn't what we would have expected coming into this. We would have expected to see Logic a little bit more ahead, or at least a little bit more even. But it looks like Sproob doing his trailing lightning rods per usual. Only actually does 2 of them, so he only has 3. He's actually holding off on the 4th one, and he's moving into a more aggressive position here. Let's see what he's looking at for level 2. He's actually grabbing level 2 first and is bringing a creature chamber down first as well. Let's see how much that might do for him. Oh, we got P-Man pulling up. 2 P-Mans pulling up. Early enough, P-Man can be a do or do not. There is no try. See if that can handle the P-Man, and it does not appear he can. It's the horse porcupine dying to P-Man, just getting absolutely mauled to death, and meanwhile the henchmen have to do a little bit of work here, but we got more P-Mans on the move. Oh, my map is glitching. Sorry about that, guys. P-Man moving in, taking out the lion. The reverse P-Man. Tofu's fist. But P-Man is just doing crazy work here, and we got henchmen coming in to fend him off, but that's going to be pretty rough on the economy of Logic there. We got Sproob just just kind of breezing by. He's got everyone on this middle coal pile. There's 4 coal pile, which is pretty decent, so he's got more income than Logic, and Logic is just getting quickly wiped out here. You got P-Man just heavily outnumbering all of your units. You're not getting as much resources, and you don't even have a generator down that you could be funneling some gold into, and that is going to be the lab blown on the side of Logic. Another quick match here. That means we are going to be hopping into game 3 of Logic versus Sproob. We'll see if Logic can make some sort of a comeback here. It looks like we will be hopping onto Depario 1v1. Currently 2-0 on the side of Logic. I mean, on the side of Sproob. Apologies. We do have Logic over on the left here, and we have our good man Sproobins with the 2-0 lead right now. And you gotta hope there's some kind of mental reset here from Logic. It's gotta feel bad coming into it as a favorite, as someone who people assume is gonna be the better player, just given their regular split performance. You just assume Logic's a little bit more confident because in their first matchup, all the way back in week 1, Logic and Sproob actually went head to head, and Logic came out on top then, and now we have a 2-0 lead on the side of Sproob, which is quite interesting to see. He is moving those henchmen up just as per usual. You know, that trailing lightning rod that we see him do. Quite signature maneuver on his part. And Logic doing it a little bit similar. By the looks of it, they are sending it a little bit further. We are going to see that early bramble fence go down. Doesn't want to get the P-Man rush to go all Depario 1v1 on him, because if you get a proxy chamber up there, it could go sideways pretty quick here. But level 2 started on both sides. Oh, actually, Logic has yet to start level 2. And it would appear that he's moving his henchmen to this expo first. A little bit greedy start. But not the worst that we've seen so far. And overall, can't really fault him. He's trying to get some resources down a little bit before he does anything, and to his defense, Sproob hasn't done much of resource gathering yet himself, so. It would have. Okay, so we are seeing a sound beam tower being built early by Logic, which is more of a defensive move, which we've seen him more on the back foot, which maybe he's trying to lean into that turtle aspect a little bit, as he's been kind of being full-on assaulted by Sproob here. So maybe he's thinking if he holds out long enough, he'll be able to make some kind of a comeback here and push out. But we got 2 creature chambers here. We got Tofu's Fist pulling up with the Pack Hunter now. That is an expensive creature, and we are going to see a water chamber up and to the left of our boy Logic from Sproob, and Sproob is now hasn't moved his creatures in just yet, but he is moving to that secondary middle coal pile, and he's yet to take either one of his close coal piles, kind of asserting his dominance forward and then playing back once he wins the early skirmishes, since he knows he has strong. We got Swimbiz pulling up here with the leap attack and horns. It's a high damage unit, 14 and 14, and he does spot the creatures now hitting his henchmen down there. They are going to regroup at his expo, then potentially head on in for the fight. But numbers, it's about even, so it's hard to say what the move is, but some weird pathing going on here. But we are seeing Logic's creatures move back in for the kill. We do see Bertha, a classic creature here, here to kind of protect the guys there, get the regen going, and a lot of Squimbus coming out here, and Pincus is also pulling up the Coyote Dolphins on the level 2 there. And it looks like, just like last time, Sproob's creatures seem to be just kind of doing more than Logic's, but Logic's just got more this time. But even then, I'd like to say it's actually quite impressive that Sproob's creatures are holding off quite well against this kind of full Bertha assault with the Pack Hunter melees as well. Really well played here by Logic, managing to push out kind of setting Sproob's on the full retreat, backing his henchmen off here, and the charge attack or leap attack, the leap attack's just looking a little glitchy there, but it's doing a lot of work for him. You got to put respect on the name there. Bertha and Tofu's Fist manages to take out Sproob's Expo, forcing him back here, but he hasn't given up yet. He is moving back to a creature chamber near his lab. He does grab level 3 up there. He does move to a first Expo. Oh, we are seeing the Archer Fist Gazelles, aka the Yabadooby, pulling up to take out the generator, and it is going to be Logic's creatures now kind of on the retreat to defend their base. Meanwhile, Sproob can kind of start to take back some of the lab portions that he has missed, but he's potentially focused up on this micro over here. We are seeing a level 3 here, the Fungerton pull up, and more henchmen getting built up by Logic, but we don't have level 2s just yet. Tofu's Fist trying to pull up and take out Fungerton, but not quite having a good time there. We are seeing not 1 but 2 Fungertons go down at this point. True tragedy. We got the water chamber going on here. Let's take a look at his lab here. We got his henchmen moving up, getting a bit more going. We got Fungerton over here with the Defile Land. And I believe we got Stinku Bob, the level 3 version of P-Man. And Sproob's moving back into his Expo here. So all this time, Logic's still not even level 3, but he has a lot of level 2s. But we're already going to level 2 on the side of Sproob here, and we got another Expo going. We got Stinko Bob doing work. Doesn't manage to win the 1v1, but Does a fair bit here, and Logic's creature's now moving in, and it's not looking too good for Sproob on this backside after kind of his diversion tactic didn't work out as well. The henchman on the full retreat here. Sproob moving back to his expos. Strength and structure. He's scared. We got Bubini pulling up here with the 13 and the frenzy. Bubini go crazy. Bubini go crazy. Got the frenzy there. We got 3 Bubinis and the immunity as well. Bubini pulling back to the lab. We got P-Man version 2. Stinko Bob. The sneaky water chamber but does nothing is a true tragedy. We are going to see Tofu's Fist moving on up here, getting ready to take down the workshop. And just, I mean, yeah, I just don't know how you're coming back from this if you're Sproob at this point. You got 5 creatures versus the entire army of Logic, and Logic's taking care of that mid. He's taking over the bot lane. He's taking over the fucking lower expo as well, and you're stuck there in the corner, just one expo and a dream. You're seeing all these level 2 lines pulling up, and you're horrified. But luckily, you got Fungerton pulling up with the Dove File land, killing your own henchmen, but and the rest of your creatures as well. But this is the legendary Sproob fumble. Oh no! Oh no! Sproob! Alright, so Sproob is now trying to move to that expo. He's moving his creatures in. Funko Bob dies first. Fungerton with the Defile land manages to not defile much. Oh, here we go. Here we go. That was big. That was big. That was a big defile land. Gets a bunch of damage off, but you just don't have the creatures you need. There's only so much you can do with these Stinko Bobs. Got the 2 Soundbeam Towers, Stinko Bob going in to take them out. Actually, doing quite a bit of work, but I don't know if it'll be enough. Maybe if we get the Sonic Boom, maybe we'll be able to take him out. But we'll have to find out if he has that research done as of yet. It's hard to tell without... Oh, I think he does. And he manages to hold him off fairly... quite successfully, but you are still at a massive resource deficit. And that's gotta feel bad. That has got to feel just terrible for you there. Right, so we are moving a few of the creatures in. You got Yabadooby making another guest appearance here. Up into If Snakes Had Legs from Logic 12. A classic creature there. And we also got the Eram moving on in, taking out some things there. We got Tiny P-Man pulling up as well, taking out that generator, building a lightning rod, retreating a little bit here. Definitely a match where Sproob was on the back foot, and we are going to see him blow lab there, which does mean we are hopping on to game 4. And it is going to be 2-1 as of right now between Logic and Sproob. We are now hopping onto Oculus. We got Sproob at the top left, Logic at the bottom right. Both going for the standard kind of start, sending all the henchmen there. Gonna manage to grab a few coal on both sides. I really don't know what to talk about in this first part of the game. at this point. It's just like, I don't know how it's going to go. Because if we see Sproob go on the early aggression and take one of the Expos, either in mid, on the kind of this bottom left side, I feel like he's just going to take the victory, because we've seen Sproob run away with these early games. And if Logic can just hold out, he'll probably come out on top. But up until that point, we don't really know how it's going to go. So it'll be interesting to see where they both choose to expand for their first expansions. I think that means Sproob is going to go right, most likely. Maybe he'll take, yes, it is 2-1 for Sproob. Yeah. And looks like another henchman getting brought in. Look, actually looking for multiple directions of expansion, which is not something you see every day. Meanwhile, Logic is just fortifying his lab area, not even going for going for an expansion here on the early half, but is getting the level 2 out a little bit sooner. Perhaps has more resources to buff out. He's got Tofu's Fist making another appearance in this game, decisive game 4. Tofu's Fist making work. We got Bramble X Fence. Getting built up here by Sproob's henchmen to prevent any form of assault from that side of the map. Another one has gone for their back generators, which is somewhat interesting in my opinion. Or not in my opinion, just in general. Neither one of them have taken a generator. 3 minutes and 45 seconds into the game. Sproob has 2 workshops and no generators. Two creature chambers, no generator. Indeed, choices were made this day.
Ready, boss. Boss.
Sproob sending a henchman to scout real quick.
Ready, boss.
Logic now moving to his first generator. And we are still waiting to see what the move here is, as we see Tofu's Fist making a move.
Hello.
Back to the lab of... Okay, what is going on here?
Hello.
Okay, so Sproob's one henchman is messing with them, scouting them out a fair bit here, and we got the P-Man, followed by Green Grong. Green Grong. Let's see what Green Grong is gonna do. Oh, we got, is that that's a slitherous snake mixed with a velvet worm. We got Logic's henchmen also willing to take the fight to the hands of the Green Grong, but the Sonic just spread damage is just going too hard on them. And we do see Green Grong on the retreat a little bit here, but Sproob's already taken kind of the momentum here with this first tiny amount of creatures. And we are going to see the Dookie Jones. Dookie Jones making an appearance. Level 3, pulling up to the thing to go and Dookie on them. We are seeing him landing a fair amount of Dookies onto Tofu's Fist. And we are seeing another level 2 here. We got Torben No Mode. A level 3 leap attack loner, pulling up with the whole crowd. And we are going to see Glimbo as well. The switch up on the army here by Sproobins, the tactical switch up to kind of pick his characters in a way that does a little bit more than you would expect normally from this kind of situation, and just playing out quite well for him. As he manages to take out this left expo. Logic still hasn't moved to that right expo. She still has control of the middle expo, which is a nice 6 coal. But Sproob's taking control of the map at this point. And just seems to be performing quite well. We got the gyrocopter pulling up by Sproob as well, coming to make a bit of a perhaps a tactical drop, maybe a proxy chamber, perhaps a genetic amplifier for some reason. But Glimbo's on the move here. This generator still has not been grabbed, but we are looking for a bit of an assault on the bot side here, as Sprubin's creatures, being level 3 and whatnot, are just easily overpowering Logic's henchmen, and that is going to be Logic blowing his lab, and we are going to see Sproob come out victorious in the Rex Chance bracket final, deeming him the Rex Chance champion. So congrats to our boy Sprubins. We are going to hop out for a quick break before jumping into the main event of Gray versus Kiki. We will be right back.
I took control, went solo, and built my own online knife empire. I loved being a chef, but working in someone else's kitchen just wasn't cutting it for me. So I ordered 200 hand-forged knives to my dorm room and built a Wix website to sell them. Just like crafting the perfect knife, creating a polished website takes real precision. When you own the details, you own the results. Wix gave me that control. And the impact? Forbes 30 under 30, $1 million in revenue, and I'm just getting started. I don't just make knives, I forge my own path.
Ashley's Canada Day mattress sale is going on now. Upgrade your sleep and save $300 on Stearns & Foster mattresses. Plus, get 0% interest for up to 24 months with everyday financing options. Only at Ashley.
Google Pixel 9a with AdMe. Now you can take the photo and be in the photo. Nice.
Look, Dr. Squatch Natural Body Wash? Sydney Sweeney Body Wash, Edie?
What's your wish? It could be anything.
Coconuts.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. We are hopping into the grand final for the Upton Julius bracket, aka the top tier bracket that we have between Gray and Kiki. So let's see how this one plays out here. We are starting off on good old Depario 1v1, which is always a fun map to start on because it's super even. It's basically parallel or mirrored, I think. Yeah, essentially mirrored. Close enough, at least. So we are going to see Kiki and Gray doing kind of the same start here. Be interesting to see who kind of makes the more aggressive first move, or if they both kind of play more standard. We did hear from Kiki in that interview there that he was hoping to play a little bit more standard. We do see him grabbing the rods there, doing kind of, yeah, like we said, pretty standard stuff here. We got 4 henchmen, 5 henchmen on top of your full coal pile, and looks like he is now going for a generator before level 2. Greg doing actually the exact same thing, but moving his henchmen up there, likely to build some sort of bramble fence. Yep, there we are. And we are going to see the rest of his henchmen move to that middle coal pile as Kiki's do the same. But we are going to see Kiki's build a creature chamber first, which, as we did see him grab level 2 just slightly sooner, it is interesting to see how that plays out, as we are going to see the first creature of the series here. Let's take a quick look-see. We got ourselves Tarantobster, the tarantula lobster. I think it's just the head of the lobster here, and we are going to see the hyena fish playing up here, which is, I think it's that flyer thing, the one that throws rocks. And we are going to see the pork horse also make an appearance from Kiki's army. And they are moving down and kind of up, kind of scoping out this middle section, trying to see where he can. We are going to see his creature spotted there by Kiki's henchmen, so we are going to see a response from Kiki's creatures. And overall, right now, it's looking like, I mean, well, we do got to keep in mind that Gray has also expanded significantly more than Kiki at this point, as Kiki's primarily seems to be focused on the micro of his units here and has lost the advantage on expansion. Meanwhile, Gray has expanded to his entire side of the map. We are going to see the Lionzella pull up, which I think is actually the dodo bird mixed with the mountain lion. An interesting combo, as we are seeing a lot of these Tyrantopsters making their approach, but good micro from Gray, able to back his creatures off. He is now bringing the spitting cuttlefish up for a fight here. It's actually the cant eater with legs. And we are seeing the Tyrantopster pulling up as well, able to easily fight that off. We got the Proxy Chamber coming out here by Kiki. Kiki on a much more kind of aggressive start than Gray. While Gray gets more expansion down, Kiki is actually the one taking the kind of neutral territory, which is interesting to see, because now Gray's creatures are starting to grow in numbers, and these are the type of range creatures that like just kind of being in a big group where they can just kind of death ball. But the Tyrantopsters pulling up, but they are low HP creatures, so actually held off fairly easily by these cant eaters. And we are going to see the Pork Horse on the move to try and kind of pull them more into a pinch where they can focus them down real quick. We are going to see a level 3 Iguanalula pull up, kind of just meat, I think. What that thing looks like, at least. We are going to see the hyena fish pull up to take out some of these henchmen. Always love that early henchman destruction with these archers. With the rocks especially, because it's so iconic. And then we are going to see Kiki blow lab in game 1 here, giving a 1-0 lead for our boy Gray. We are going to hop directly into game 2, where we will be watching them on a Walheim. And as I was saying earlier, if you guys were watching, this map was actually made by Gray. So it's interesting to see, and I'm curious as to which one of them picked it. Because if Gray's picking it, maybe a bit of a home field advantage. I mean, either way it would be. But we got Gray on the bottom, and we got Kiki up here on the top. And it's gonna be... Well, yeah. We can't really tell how it's gonna go until one of them sends out their henchmen. Because can't tell if they're going to go for that early game. They're going to go for the kind of stall out and kind of go for level 3. Unless we see how they're playing this the map. Which one of them plays the more aggressive start there? Who's more confident? Because that's, I guess, what it comes down to. And Gray is getting his henchman directly onto the lightning rod there. We're going to see 5 henchmen built up. Like 6 henchmen built up here, and then we are seeing Kiki's henchmen on the move down through the middle here first. They are going to get there. Are they going to go straight to the coal power, or are they going to try and take the generator? Oh, looks like they're going to build a creature chamber up here. Gray is going to start his level 2 research, and we are going to see Kiki finish his level 2 research before we even looked at his lab. Quite impressive, honestly, considering that also means that Gray is only about 75% through that, building to his first expo. We got the Valon Corbill, Velociraptor Hornbill, Pack Hunter, and whatnot. Frenzy as well, that's always going to be fun. But they are doing a lot of damage to this creature chamber before it's even being finished built. But the henchmen are going straight onto it. But the numbers are actually coming together, and we are going to see a response of a Ramazella, which actually it looks like it was changed to the Velociraptor horse. We are going to see some electric eel coyotes. First time seeing these in the tournament here, but the damage output plus the frenzy means they are going to do a lot of damage. And you kind of love to see that. Hornbills with the frenzy are moving so fast, very rapid, and we are seeing Kiki kind of with the early rush here just overpowering Gray's creatures. The Ramzellas just not quite being able to hold off against this many creatures, and we are seeing a critical mass on these Electroiotes. But the henchmen have come to fight, and those henchmen go a little crazy. So big ups onto our boy Gray for sending in these henchmen, but it looks like they're now being met by the Velociraptor Hornbills, and it's going to be a little rough. It is going to be a little rough because now you're getting hit by too much damage while getting hit by the range units as well. So it's just rough for his side now. I think this one looks like it's going the way of Kiki, just based off how this early game's going. Gray getting shoved back fully here, hasn't managed to expand anywhere, and his one expansion is kind of stuck there, being kind of raided. He's fortifying his own lab here, but looks like he built those up and is sending his henchmen from the lab to do it. And then, oh, okay, he's now building those. He's lost this, likely used it for a bit of exchange there, and is now sending a few more henchmen, building a few more creatures. We got the blue dung gazellas with the Keen Sense 30 level 2. Isn't using the camo on these guys, I think. Well, I don't even know if they have camo. I don't think they do. But, yeah. Yeah, so it looks like he's building a workshop here to use the conversions. And is building more of these blue tongue gazellas, but these velociraptors are just going to tear those things to shreds. Well, the henchmen are on the move to be the front line. We got some tomato boy type strat. And the pack hunter on these velociraptor hornbills is gonna be scary. And we're now seeing the archerfish gazella, the actual one, as backup as well. Gray did manage to take that expo back, which is nice. But we are going to see just mass number advantage on the side of Kiki with his creatures here. But, I mean, they got quite a bit of range. I mean, quite a bit of speed with being mixed with the gazelle. So it is nice. But these hornbill velociraptors are almost faster. And they are going to take them out. And they are going to be left kind of out to dry. Meanwhile, the henchmen are still doing their best to fight as well. Interesting enough. But I think with how many more creatures we got coming in from the side of Kiki, I think it's going to be hard to confidently say that there's a way back in here from Gray. He's building a second creature chamber at his base. He's already lost the workshop that he had at his base. So just rough around the edges on this match. But looks like Kiki is deciding to let him breathe a little bit, regroup his creatures up near this generator before making their final assault. We get the workshop getting built up by the 17 billion henchmen that he had at his lab. And we are seeing more henchmen getting built up, so no level 3 just yet, but we are seeing that one sound beam tower now being targeted by the electric eel coyotes. as well as the Archerfish. And if the Archerfish get enough damage off on this, this can splash damage and destroy some of these lightning rods, which is going to be rough. Doesn't manage to take any of them out, but almost takes out the creature chamber, almost takes out the lightning rods. And now the henchmen are still fighting for their life. And Kiki's just moving in with more and more creatures. Kiki has forgotten that research is a thing and continues to send more level 2s because he knows that Gray does not have the resources to advance in research or the time to create a defense to allow him to do so. And we are going to see that first lightning rod down, second lightning rod down, and we are going to see one creature spawn from Gray. And the Archerfish Gazelle is now targeting the workshop to attack the conversions. But the henchmen are doing work. That's what I call fisting, man. These guys are fisting you. Physically. You're getting the sound beam treatment, man. They're building sound beams outside of your lab. Sound beams. Yeah. That has got to be a rough one for Gray, especially with how composed he was in that first game. We are going to hop into our third game on Furrer. Small maps will be interesting to see if this one plays out long, because based on these first two games, it seems like Kiki's the one who tries to make the more early advance, but Gray might be able to just hold him off, especially now that he might know kind of his cup of tea, what he's looking at, what he's thinking about. But let's hop up there and take a look-see at what Gray's doing up on this top side. For those of you who may have missed it, we are now 1-1 between Gray and Kiki, and we are on game 3 in Furrer. Furrer. No, that's the thing, is like, I don't know if it's meant to be in a different, like, German. But regardless, we see, again, very standard starts from both sides here, building up their henchmen, getting them going on lightning rods, building them up to a fair little bit there, and then starting on level 2. At least we assume they're going to be starting on level 2 after they get about a couple more henchmen. Usually Kiki's the first one to grab it, so there you go. Just as we predicted. Kiki's got his 4 lightning rods just right there at his lives, and the one henchman to build that one geyser, then potentially sending them his other henchman up to grab this expo, which is quickly the slightly more aggressive expansion, and the fact that he's going slightly faster than Gray could be problematic for Gray in the long run, given that he doesn't have creatures yet, but Kiki does. But as we saw in the last match there, Kiki don't care. I mean, Gray don't care about no creatures. He's got the henchmen, and he is willing to use the henchmen. He will use them to beat your ass, which he did quite well with just using the henchmen as defense there. Fairly impressive. But we are seeing Kiki's creatures move in a little bit more here. The Pack Hunter Frenzy Horn units. The Hornbill Velociraptors added again. You love to see it, and he takes out the generator, preventing most of Gray's kind of resource gathering, or his lightning. His elect is getting torn a bit, a little bit. And we are sending the creatures in now to work on the henchmen, who are now back at it again with the fighting from Gray's side here. They love going in. They love his henchmen are willing to fight these creatures. They are not scared. They have no fear. And we are going to see Marty holding the lab of Gray at this point. A Velociraptor crocodile, I believe. I'm not sure. Oh, no, it's the Velociraptor beetle. But looks like Kiki is going to the Archer Zellas yet again here. Gray is setting up a bramble fence up here. Kiki spots it. Potentially why he's got these guys going. And he's also got the Coyote Electric Eels going. Which I personally like. Okay, so we are seeing a few creatures pull up from Gray there. And the Archerfish we're seeing a lot of micro here from Kiki, especially in this little brawl that we have going up here. Kiki's creatures are actually pushing into the lab already as well. We do see the Hornbills taking that generator up for a second time, but these Coyotes are going to quickly overrun. While also grouping up, trying to pull some of Gray's units back potentially to that sound beam tower, pull the aggro a little bit more, and we are going to see the henchmen also moving in again from Gray. They're just willing to take a fight. They're willing to die for the cause. But we got the Cat Eaters making their kind of push to try and hold them off. And overall, it's going pretty well. I would like to say Kiki is making a pretty solid push. And is able to expand behind it as well, which you always love to see. You always love to see that. We are going to see kind of lots of these Coyotes pulling up, doing a lot of damage, and they do got that frenzy, so you do love to see it. And just kind of ripping them to shreds, really. Absolutely tearing them apart. We got so many of them, but their focus is always somewhat divided. Perhaps not getting the best use we can, but here we go with the Lek going a little crazy there. Boom, 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 boom. Gray's henchmen on the full retreat here, to just try to save as much of an expense as they have there. Because saving as many henchmen as you can is often really good for your economy, because you don't have to hire more guys. And we are seeing Gray actually taking the expo behind Kiki's lab. Not really one you thought you would see, but Kiki has now found out, and there's no defenses there. And Gray has forfeit that match as we hop into game number 4. Just one sec here. I will quickly be right back. Before we hop into game 4. It is now 2-1 for Kiki.
Google Pixel 9a with Admin. Now you can take
new coach, and a game to get to, and rear cross-traffic braking, and peace of mind. The all-new 2025 Equinox and Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hello and welcome everybody. We are back here with a Gray versus Kiki game 4. We got Kiki in the bottom right and Gray in the top left. Kiki is 2-1 right now with the lead, giving him match point versus Gray in this game 4. We are gonna see how this one plays out there. Oh, stream, fuck off. There we go. All right. So we do have Gray getting a decent little start here, getting his lightning rods down. Kiki doing the same. Both kind of doing exactly what you expect to see in these kind of matches there. But nonetheless, they're both walking to the same expo here. So it really kind of depends who gets there momentarily faster, potentially. Oh, no, we are going to see a creature chamber get dropped. And now a sound beam by the looks of it, and then a workshop being dropped by Gray before anything else. And Kiki is going to be grabbing that level 2 early, as we usually see him do. And we are seeing that Velociraptor Hornbill pull up again. But as we always see, we see Gray's henchmen willing to take the fight, willing to take it straight to them and make the most of their time and just brawl it out for the win. Meanwhile, Kiki's kind of creatures are even getting beat to smithereens at this point. You'd think Gray's henchmen have Pack Hunter at this point. Like, you're scared off the whole fucking army. Now you got the Frenzy Pack Hunter Barrier Destroy unit coming in here. This thing is a menace. The henchman going in with the... Is this the full assault henchman? What is this? Gray's just using the most of what he has. And he's got those hands. So he is using those hands. What? A bramble fence set up there to like prevent the henchman from getting in there? We're cooking on next levels here with Gray. Gray's just sending in his units here. He's got them going. Bro's got the hench rush. We got a hench rush in game 4 of Grand Finals. And it's working. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now been taken to a game 5 between Gray and Kiki for everything. The winner of this game will be our champion. The Impossible Creatures Invitational champion. And we're on a water map. We got Gray over here on the left, Kiki over here on the right. Let's see how different this game is played now that we're on a water map. Because normally, well, I don't think we've seen a water map in finals. And most these maps are selected by the players, so it'll be interesting to see how this match ends up going. Now that we have what can only be described as the pinnacle of IC players of today battling it out to see which one of them's the best. And they choose to finish it off on a water map. This is going to be interesting. So we do see Kiki building his lightning rods, going for a little bit more at the lab. As you do got that all those coal piles on this map, because it's like really easy to just get a lot of resources because you have 12 coal piles at your lab, on your lab island. Like, you don't have anything to worry about. No one really going for any expansions into these middle islands just yet. No one going for the top or not. They're all just kind of taking control of their lab area. Gray is the first one to have a swimmer chamber down, but we do see Kiki's henchman pulling up. Kind of spotting that swimmer chamber over there and walking over, grabbing that generator over there as well. Kiki taking this bottom side of the map quite convincingly. And we are going to see the camouflage beetles. The camouflage cuttlefish beetle moving in on the generator. Oh, and we are now hitting the generator. We got the barrier destroy from the beetle, and that is tearing that thing down quite quickly. That's going to be ripping away the investment of Kiki there. And we are seeing more of them move in, but Kiki's creatures are moving over to the side here and make the Electrociraptor, the Velociraptor. Oh, is this a pure swimmer? No, it's not a pure swimmer. Pack Hunter Frenzy. That thing's a little crazy. Not gonna lie. And we are seeing these camouflage again. I do say units on the move, on the prowl, to make assault on some of these structures. Oh, but they are going to be spotted by the sound beam tower. I'm not sure if that's going to mean anything for the sound beam tower because, well, he's got plenty of them. But we are seeing the assault from the side of Kiki onto Gray's base. Here we do see a few archerfish mixed in with the group, but as per usual, we see Gray making full use of the henchmen to take out these archerfish as quick as that he can, because he knows that's going to be the biggest impact on his resources in such a small period of time, and he is managing to fend them off with ease, primarily using his henchmen and sending a few more creatures in there, but we did lose his assault creatures down here at the lab there. And we are now primarily focused on defense. But Kiki is quickly kind of taking over the bottom side of the map there. And Gray is kind of in a rough spot as he's forced to take these top expansions and leave his lab as potentially the most exposed part of his base. But we do got quite a bit of henchmen, but there's just so many of these electric eels. And they're already focused in on the lab. I'm not entirely sure how this one goes. What happens? Oh, bro got shocked, dude. What is going on? How do you come back from this? I'm so confused. Bro is maximizing his resources heavy. There's 200 here. He's got all this going on. Somehow he's just holding off, like just barely. I'm so lost. I can't. Gray's just getting absolutely wiped down here by Kiki. I'm in disbelief. But we are going to see Kiki's units just continue to move in. just absolutely tearing him apart with these Electroraptors, just blowing most of his structures down quickly with the amount of these units. There's not really much Gray can do at this point. He's got more henchmen getting built up somewhere, doing something, but who knows where it could be. Oh, but we do see some of Gray's units making an assault on the backside here, actually taking out that Expo. But Gray's lab and stuff is still well under attack, but he's holding off quite fairly well. We got some flyers getting brought in here by Kiki, and now we got more henchmen moving in from Kiki, and he's just taking them down. We got the Dragon Pister pulling up. Oh my god. We got the Lab D from Gray up and ready to kind of hold himself out here. And he's still going off of this primary Expo. He is sending his level 2 Pure Swimmer Giant Anteater Tunas around the lab to kind of make moves where moves can be made. But his lab's down. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe Kiki has just claimed victory with the 3-2 scoreline. Kiki having the victory here. That's not how people thought things would go. It was hard to say, but Kiki seems to have come out on top. Yeah, so congratulations to Sproob and Kiki for their victories tonight in their respective finals. And I would like to thank everyone for participation in the tournament, as well as for everyone for tuning in to the streams and everything for watching this go. We are planning, or I am planning to do some kind of 2v2 tournament in the near future, but if you guys have any thing that you think I should keep in mind, change, do, just let me know. Okay, thank you. Bye.